products on the market right now are the dual products. I feel like there's been a lot of releases, not even so much new releases, but there's just so many products in this one category of like the lip and cheek tint products, multi-purpose products, if you will. So I thought it would be interesting to take quite a few of these products. We actually have 6 here, test them, see which ones wear the best, which ones have the best application, longevity, just all the things. So what I've done is I've worn all 6 of these. Each one I've shown you the application and the wear at the end of the day. And then at the end, I will compare them, how they performed, also the price point and the shade range, and we'll see which one of these products I think is the best for your money and the best, truly, drugstore lip and cheek duo product. The first product we're going to be trying is from Flower Beauty. This is their Gel Crush Lip and Cheek Tint. It doesn't really say, but it says, this multitasking wonder, sheer pigment, blend beautifully for an instant blush of hydrating color. Lips and cheeks are left soft, long-lasting, dewy, flush. I haven't set my face yet, and the foundation I'm using is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I actually haven't worn this very much, and I will say the way I applied it today, I really liked it. I went in lightly with a like round kabuki brush. Okay, I can't find the exact, this is what I used, this round kabuki from Amazon. Unfortunately, that's no longer available, but round kabuki brush, go in lightly, and then I tapped over it with a sponge, and I think it gave a really flawless application. But, like I said, we're going in with the Gel Crush Lip and Cheek. This is in the shade Raspberry Crush, so let's go ahead and do the cheeks here. I'm kind of scared to swipe it. Smells good. Okay, let's tap that out. So here's what it's looking like with one application. It's really pretty. It's settling onto the foundation nicely. Let's see if we can build it up just a little bit. I'm really reluctant to just full swipe it across my cheek. I feel like that will disturb the foundation. So here's what it looks like with building it up. I don't really know if it built up anymore, but let's go ahead and apply it to this side. I'm gonna kind of start with more color like that and see what we get as we blend it out. Yeah, it pretty much evened out. So I think that's kind of the finish we're going to have to settle on, which is nice. It looks great. It's blended very nicely, like I said, into the foundation. I'm not really seeing any issues. Let me try my stippling brush. This is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop stippling brush. I'm just going to kind of run it over top. Let's see if we can't add a little bit more pigment. So that definitely added more pigment using the stippling brush. Yeah, now I feel like the pigment is remaining a little bit more bright. So going in with the stippling brush gave me a more pigmented application than going in straight with the tint. So now let's try out the lips. Let me make sure they're not crusty. Now this is just mine personal, so I'm not like stressing about going from my cheeks to my lips. Yeah, it's a tint. It's not a stain, but a tint, and it smells really good. Here's what it looks like. It's like I said, it's not full pigment, it's nothing extreme, but as far as the look on the lips, it looks really nice. It's very glossy. It's obviously not going to wear a long time, so you would have to reapply this at some point. I think it looks nice. I think it has really meshed with the foundation well, and so I'll wear it for the rest of the day, and we'll see how it has fared throughout the rest of my daily activities. Checking back in on the Flower Beauty Gel Crush Lip and Cheek, I'm gonna say tint. There's no other word on here, but tint balm, I'm not sure. So I am actually thoroughly impressed with the staying power of the blush. It is very nice and natural. Beautiful color, goes so well on the skin, like it melted in just fantastically. Definitely it is buildable, whether you use a sponge or I would recommend a stippling brush. You can build it up a little bit. It obviously came off on my lips, which I'm not shocked about. I didn't anticipate it lasting a long time on my lip. It is pretty. It makes my lips look very moisturized, very glossy, and does look beautiful on the cheeks. So far I'm really happy and impressed with this Gel Crush Lip and Cheek Tint. Is it a new day? Yes. Am I wearing the same outfit I was in the last clip? Yes, because I wore this to bed, but it's fine. Today we're trying the Milani Supercharged Cheek and Lip Multi-Stick. I picked this up in the shade Peach Thrill. And having swatched this, just having used the Flower Beauty yesterday, I can't say it is more oily, so that makes me a little nervous. But let's go ahead and apply it to the cheek. Nice color. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so let's blend it out. I am wearing the same foundation, the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. Okay, so there's what it looks like. Just blended on. Definitely a dewy finish. It does say it has emollient oils and squalene. Luminous, okay, multi-use luminous gel stick for cheeks and lips. So it does say it's luminous, and that's absolutely correct. Now let's try it on the other side using my e.l.f. Jelly Pop stippling brush. Just gonna go over the top here. And then take my sponge and blend it out. Okay, so we did get a little bit more coverage on this side. Let's see if we can build up this one. So I guess I would say that the gel cheek and lip from Flower Beauty is matte, because I don't remember it having this glossy of a finish. So yeah, that is pretty though. That's a really nice color. It's melting it's melting in nicely. It looks fine. I'm curious as to the wear. So let's go ahead and try some again. This is just my personal one, so I'm not worried about putting on my lips. Not liking how it's looking on my lips. It's kind of accentuating the dryness. I'm not a fan of that on my lips. Let's blot it a little bit and see if that improves things at all. That's a little bit better. So I'd say you have to be careful how much you apply on the lips, because I didn't like it initially. I am curious as to how this is going to wear. So here's what it's looking like. It is currently like 9:20. I'm getting ready to go in town, get groceries. So I will update you on how this looks at the end of the day. Very pretty and luminous. So we've had a matte one, and now we have extreme luminous. So I'll check in with you in a little bit. So I'm checking in with you. It is about 9 o'clock now. And again, we're looking at the Milani Supercharged Cheek and Lip Multi-Stick. So my cheeks are really red, but that is not the blush. I just got done making desserts. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, real time. Honestly, what I noticed was that it faded rather quickly, and I realized it's luminous. So I did do a very, very light dusting of powder with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder, which is my favorite. I finally got to open my new one. Love it. I forgot how much I liked it because I hadn't been using it because my other one was gone. Like, I had used it up all but the little bit of the side where you couldn't really get a brush into it. So obviously on the lips it didn't last, but as far as cheeks, it was a really pretty application, a nice color, a good finish. Like, I liked the luminosity it gave me. But again, even with giving it a little bit of powder, it faded. I feel like when I looked in the mirror, what time, what, 2? I think it was 2:30 when we left to go run some errands. I noticed that the color was gone. And I do have a little bit of luminosity there still, but that is my highlighter that I put on. So for me, this one's nice, but it's not going to be an all day long last. It's just not, even if you powder it. And so that is my thoughts on the Milani Supercharged. All right, what are we on? Day 4 of testing out lip and cheek products. Today we're trying the Hard Candy Lip and Cheek Tint. This is new from them. It says diamond powder and collagen, hydrating and moisturizing. Full pigment lip and cheek tint. And this is in the shade Rose Above. All right, so here is what I did open it and oops, that was a lot. Yeah, they ain't kidding when they say high pigment. So I'm gonna do like 3 little dots and let's blend it out. Okay, so there's what it's looking like. Really pretty color. Gonna try to build it up just a little bit. So I definitely did not need that much for sure. Okay, so since this is a liquid, I really don't want to go in with the stippling brush. I don't think that's going to be the best method. So I'm just going to do the same on this side. So yeah, high pigment, absolutely. I mean, just those 3 little dots, look how far they've gotten me. So now let's try some on the lips. Let me make sure my lips are clean. So we actually are getting some nice pigmentation out of that for the lips. The other products we've tried so far, I mean, the lips look okay and everything, but nothing like this where it's actually drying down and I feel like it's going to last a while, whereas the other ones, it was pretty much guaranteed from the get-go that they were going to kind of fade off. So let me look again. Nice finish, nice application. Definitely so far probably the most pigmented on the lips for sure, like I said. So let me just see if I can tap this out a little bit. It looks a little dry, but I am trying a new foundation underneath compared to what I had used in the previous video, so that may have something to do with it. But as far as application, pigment, it really looks nice, and I'm super impressed by the pigment on the lip. I'm impressed with this one, so I will check back in with you at the end of the day to see how all of this has worn. So it is now 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and check in with the Hard Candy Lip and Cheek Tint. Honestly, it has worn extremely well. It's definitely not as pigmented as when I started in the day, but there is still color there, which is pretty impressive because with the previous one, it pretty much wore away to nothing except on my cheeks. Now my lips, I will say my lips had a unfair disadvantage or whatever you want to call it because I was having anxiety today. So I was doing that a lot. When I get really anxious, I start messing with my lips like that. So it ended up kind of wearing off. But when I went to eat dinner at 5, I still did, I did a test and I still had some pigment left on my lips. So I will say so far, this has been the best one as far as lasting on the lip. So I'm pretty impressed with the wear on the lips, the cheeks, and honestly, I really liked the color of this product. Today on our lip and cheek journey, we are trying the Flower Beauty Scribble Stick. Now, on this item, it says color for eyes and lips. However, if I can find it, I'll put it here, but I would put money on the fact that I remember seeing Drew in one of her TikToks or Instagram reels using this on her cheeks as well. So that's what we're going to do today. But just for fun, I thought we would try it on the eyes. So I did prime my eyes with Milani eyeshadow primer, but I didn't put anything on the lids. I just put a little bit of bronzer in the crease. So let's give it a try. Why not, right? So Scribble Stick for the eyes and lips. So that is definitely more matte than anything else we have tried so far. It's actually a nice little wash of color. Let me tell you what color this is. This is Tickle Me Pink. I probably would not use that on my eyes again. I need shine, but I mean, it's a nice base. I think that would be a good base for a shadow on top to cling to. So now let's go ahead and on this side, since it's called a Scribble Stick, I'm just going to scribble some on my cheek. And let's see what happens when I go to tap it out. Oh, good. Okay, it is moving. I was a little bit concerned it was going to just kind of grab and not really move. Didn't leave a whole lot of color behind. Let's see. Which, I mean, it's kind of nice, though, because you know that you can really build this. You can get a very light application, or hopefully we can build it up a little bit to get a little bit more color. Honestly, not a whole lot more. Let's try with the stippling brush. I don't know how well this is going to work, seeing as how kind of small. Maybe don't want to break it, though. Oh, yeah, that's about to break it. Okay. I don't think the brush is going to work that well just because of the nature of the shape of it. Okay. So, I mean, if you draw it on, you will get more pigment than if you just kind of do small little dots and whatnot. So that's important to know. So I mean, it is very customizable. It's very easy to suit it to what you want for your blush. Okay, so there's what that's looking like. Let's go ahead and try it on the lips. It doesn't look so great, or I have a little bit of dryness. This is giving me a little bit of butthole lip. Don't know if that would be my favorite on my lips just because it's not looking very seamless, but the blush is not bad. So Hold on one second. I feel like I need the rest of my makeup. Give me a second. With the rest of my makeup on, let's take a look. So as far as the eyes, I wouldn't wear it by itself, but it is actually a really nice base for like a shimmer shadow on top. It makes it pop. The lips look a little dry and crusty, but the cheeks actually look good, which is kind of funny because it's designated for your cheeks, or excuse me, your eyes and lips, but I'm actually preferring it on my cheeks. But anyways, it is about 4 o'clock. I'm getting a late start to this one. We were actually gone all morning and just got back around 2, and I didn't have makeup on, so we went to the splash pad to let the boys play. Here is the Flower Beauty Scribble stick. I will check back in with you at the end of the day, and we'll see how this has worn. Okay, 10 o'clock at night. Honestly, this one has worn exceedingly well, especially given that it's not directly labeled for your cheeks. Even my eyeshadow, it's still done pretty good. It's come off on my lips, which again doesn't surprise me. I wasn't really thrilled with how it looked on the lips, but the cheeks have lasted so well. I mean, the color is completely still there, and still looks fresh. Like it still looks like it's just been recently applied. I mean, I guess that's a 50 out of 50, seeing as how I didn't really care for how it looked on the lips. But I am genuinely impressed at how nice it looks on the cheeks. So that is the Flower Beauty Scribble Stick. I want to try the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick. Okay, so let's start by brushing it on this side. I'm going to kind of warm it up a little bit. It seemed kind of stiff. This is the shade Sparkling Rose. There we go. Okay, so now let's tap over with a sponge. Don't think I like the sparkle, which again, the name does say Sparkling Rose, but like that didn't translate to me as sparkle. I do like the color underneath. Let's see if we can put just a little bit more on. Okay, so there's what that looks like. Not a bad color, but again, I'm not a fan of the actual sparkle. So now on this side, let's take the Jelly Pop stippling brush and see what we can do. Okay, nice color, definitely more pigmented. So now let me blend over that with a sponge. Yeah, even going over it with a sponge, it's not really going away. So definitely for this one, I think my preferred method is going in directly with the sponge, because now it feels like it's a little too pigmented on this side. So we kind of need to make it match. It looks very like summery, sunburned, minus the glitter. So now let's try it on the lips. Oh, actually that's quite nice on the lips. I like that a lot. That actually is quite nice. Nice consistency. Makes my lips look really nice and hydrated. I don't mind the sparkle on my lips, and it's not quite as sparkly on my cheeks as I initially thought. So I'm okay with that. I think going over it with the sponge definitely took some of that away. But here's what it's looking like right now. So right now it's 1:30, and I will check back in with you at the end of the day to see how this has worn. 7:15 p.m. I know my hair looks rough. Let's check in on the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick. I ended up not really doing a whole lot today. I came down with a pretty bad headache and was pretty much in survival mode for the majority of the day. I'm just now feeling able to move. Just started some laundry. It's like isolated right here, so I'm like just work through it. This obviously came off on my lips. I wouldn't necessarily expect this to last a long time. The application is super nice. It looks really pretty on the lips, and it feels nice too. As far as the cheeks, I will say it's kind of faded naturally. Like up here it's kind of faded, but you can still see it pretty well on my cheeks, and the glitter is very much still intact. Like my face is very glittery. It's worn well. It didn't last an extremely long time, and I even had like a gripping primer on this side, and it really didn't extend it at all, I would say. But I actually really like this. I think it applied nicely on the face, but again, If you don't, like, look, if you don't want glitter, this is not going to be the one for you. Now, I do not know if they have other shades of this that do not have glitter. When I seen Sparkling Rose, that never equated to me in my mind to be glitter. Because it's not shimmer, it's legit glitter. So, just be aware, Sparkling Rose. So, you may want to try a different shade of this to see if it doesn't have glitter if you don't like that. But as far as my lips, I like it, and I like the color, and I do think it wore nicely. Like, it looks like more of a natural flush now. That is my review on the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick. So we have almost come to the end of our lip and cheek tint journey. We have 2 more products, and today we're using this, I'm not sure what this is called. It's the brand BR. This is from Shop Miss A, but I mean, it's basically trying to be a dupe for the e.l.f., but it's only $1 and change. So this is in the shade Velvet. I wish I had more information as to what this really is. But anyways, you know the drill. We'll go in on this side with the product, try the other side with a stippling brush, and then, I'm looking for the stippling brush, we'll try it on the lips. So, if you hear noise, as per usual, I have a little friend with me. So, let's go in on this side. Okay, so I'm taking a sponge with a little bit of setting spray. Let's see how this blends. I really do hope this works because I have to leave the house here in a little bit. Okay, let's take a closer look. Honestly, that doesn't look too bad. It kind of got like a shine to it, which I did prep my skin though with like liquid glass skin stuff from Revolution Beauty. So that may be some of the shine underneath, but really that looks pretty nice. Let's try the other side with the brush. So I'm just going to take it, brush over it. Honestly, that did pretty nice as well. Let's just pounce over it a little bit. Okay, so if you want lighter coverage, go in straight with the product, but if you want a little more color, the stippling brush did a nice job of applying it, but now I kind of like need to make it match. So let's add a little bit with the stippling brush. Honestly, that did way better than I anticipated. So let's try it on the lips, which I already wiped my lips off with a makeup wipe. I'm not so much a fan of that for the lips. Any dryness that I have on my lips, it's really emphasizing. So I'm not a fan of that for my lips at all. But my cheeks do look really nice. So here's what they look like. We will wear this throughout the day. I've got to run to the store. I'm dyeing my hair. We'll see how that goes. I've got to go to the library. So it's about 2 o'clock right now, and I will wear this throughout the rest of the day, and I will check back in with you to see how this Velvet lip and cheek tint has worn. Okay, it's about 9 o'clock in the evening. Let's take a look. I know on the camera it looks like I have a nice flush, but that's honestly where I just trekked up and down my steps doing laundry and stuff. So that, what you're seeing here, really isn't the blush. Honestly, I feel like it wore away. There's maybe just a little bit of color, but honestly, even for the $1, like, I think I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I didn't like how it looked on my lips, and unfortunately, even though the application was nice, it did not wear at all. And like, I really didn't sweat profusely or anything like that. Like, nothing that, you know, nothing extreme. I was mostly in my car in the air conditioner. So I'm gonna have to say that this one is a no for me. So now you've seen all of the demos of applying, how they've worn throughout the day, how they looked on the lips and cheeks. If you noticed in the last clip, I did say I had another one I was going to do. I did have this hard candy velvet paint. It says all over high pigment color. And I remember when I had the box, it showed like lip and cheek. So I originally had this to add to the video. However, I can no longer find this. Like, when I search it, it doesn't even come up, and when I look online for it at Walmart, I can't find it. So obviously, if you can't purchase it, there's no reason for me to add this product. So let's just quickly go over them. So the Flower Beauty, the Gel Crush, nice application. It is a matte finish, buildable with a brush. It wore all day, and it looked okay on the lips. It wasn't long wearing, but it did look nice. The Milani, it was a luminous finish. I did not like how it looked on the lips. It accentuated my dryness, and unfortunately it faded pretty quickly throughout the day. Like, it didn't have any type of longevity. The hard candy, there was a lot of pigment. It took very, very little product to get color, and I didn't realize this. On the back it does say full pigment lip and cheek tint, so I'm wondering if like they had this and then they reformulated, repackaged, and made this. I don't know, I'm curious. This looked nice on the lips. It wore so well. With this, I would encourage you, where we did kind of like the sponge and the brush, this one just worked best with the sponge, just because of the nature of it being a liquid. For me personally, I prefer the application with a sponge. So back to Flower Beauty, the Scribble stick, it was buildable. Not extremely buildable, like not so much as the Flower Gel Crush, but you could build it up a little bit. It wore nicely on the cheeks, and it was very long wearing on the lips. It was probably the most long wearing product of all the ones that we tried. And I thought it was really interesting that this one did so well on the cheeks, considering it's marketed for your eyes and lips. So the fact that it's not even meant to go on your cheeks, it will work great on the cheeks. The e.l.f., this one I have mixed feelings about. I wish I had a different one that wasn't this sparkling rose to see if there are matte options. I truly just don't know. It had a nice application, but unfortunately it faded a little bit throughout the day as well, and because of this specific color I purchased, it was more sparkle than color by the end of the day, if that makes sense. And then this one, I looked it up. This is called the Cream Blush Tint from Shop Miss A. It was buildable, did not like it on the lips, and unfortunately it had the shortest wear time of all of the products. So having this information, let me share with you how many shades each product had and the cost. So starting back with the Gel Crush, there are 5 shades and they retail for $9.99. The Milani has 4 shades and retails for $8.99. The Hard Candy has 4 shades that I could find on Walmart. I didn't look on their actual website. I looked at Walmart. There were 4 shades, and this retails for $5.97. The Flower Beauty Scribble Sticks have 8 shades and retailed for $9.99. The e.l.f. Multichromatic stick retailed for $5 and has 5 shades. The Cream Blush Tint has 8 shades and retails for $1. So even though this one's $1, which is like an awesome price point, it wore the worst. So this is coming in my ranking of like last place. Number 6 is the Cream Blush Tint from Shop Miss A. Probably next would unfortunately have to be the e.l.f. Again, I liked it on my lips, so if I was going for just using it on my lips, yeah, it was pretty. But as far as my cheeks, again, the color may be skewing my decision here, but this comes in number 5. I didn't like how it wore. Coming in at number 4 would have to be the Milani. I love the luminous finish. I actually am a luminous type of gal, but unfortunately, it looked bad on the lips, and it also faded away kind of quickly. So there just wasn't a lot of longevity in the wear. So for me, that's coming in at my number 4. Number 3 would have to be, oh, this is tough. I'm going to say the Flower Gel Crush. Beautiful application. I liked the matte finish. I liked that it was buildable, and it looked okay on the lips, but there really wasn't a lot of longevity when it came to the lips. And it did wear all day. So if you're going for like maybe like a no makeup look, or you want something very light, this was a really nice product. I will be using this again, but this comes in at number 4. So coming down to number 2 and number 1, I'll go ahead and jump to number 1 because it'll kind of be a spoiler alert, but I'm gonna say the Hard Candy. For $6, there are 4 different shades. High pigment, requires very little product, so this is going to last you a long time. It wore nicely on the lips, and it wore great on the cheeks. Like, I'm really thrilled with this. I think this is a good dual use product. And my number 2 is the Flower Beauty. Honestly, the only reason this is coming in at number 2 is the price point, but there are more shades. If you want to spend $4 to $5 more and you want a larger shade range, this is nice. Works great on the lips, great on the cheeks, and does have a sharpener. So I really liked it. But because the price point is only $6, and look how much you're getting. I mean, this is 0.57 fluid ounces, and it took, the 3 dots were a lot. Like, I could have gone down to 2 dots and been fine. I'm going to have to say this is my top lip and cheek product. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know down below, did this help? Has this helped you have an informed decision on kind of like what product maybe you want to buy? Because maybe the qualities I'm looking for are not the same things that you want. Maybe you want something lighter. Maybe you're okay with a more luminous finish. I mean, it's totally up to your preference. Let me know down below, has this helped you make a better informed decision for the makeup you want to buy, for what you want to spend your money on? And just let me know anything. I like talking with you in the comments. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.